Hey you guys, it's me, Jess, and I'm just here to do like a quick little weight loss update. This is not gonna be a long video. I just took a shower and did my hair, so I'm just I was like, I'm gonna do a quick video while I get myself together because my boyfriend's on the way over, and I need to start cooking, because I'm supposed to be cooking for today. But anyway, this is a weight loss update video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. My people who've already been watching me for quite a few years now, and people that are new. Okay, so just if you've never been here before, welcome. I mean, this channel has taken so many twists and turns. If you look back, I started off doing hair videos, wigs, when I used to wear wigs, couponing and stuff like that, and I still do coupon, but I do it digitally, and I really don't do it major like I used to, because right now I'm more focused on health. So, and getting coupons for things that I like to eat is not always a guarantee, and unfortunately majority of coupons, a lot of times coupons be for like a lot of junk food. So but when you go into the like digital apps like Publix and Kroger, of course you can get coupons for fruits and veggies, but that's not my focus anymore, as far as like trying to get like $100 worth of stuff for $5, because I mean, even if you're able to do that, it's probably a bunch of junk. But anyways, so I have been yo-yoing with my weight for the past 15 years. Okay, yeah, for the longest, since I moved here from New York, I've been yo-yoing. When I met my ex-husband, that's when I really started to gain weight. But anyway, long story short, I'll do another video when I go into like really more depth. But I have like gained and lost, and regained about a couple of times over the years. And so my highest weight that I've ever seen on the scale was 241 pounds. The last time I was 241 pounds was back in 2021. And I remember just up to December of 2021, because my birthday's December 26th. So like literally like right when I turned 40, I knew I was overweight. But I really feel like I was suffering what they call like fat blindness, because I didn't realize how big I was. But anyway, I do remember that like when I was turned 40, because I'm 43 now. So when I turned 40, I went on the scale and it said that I was 237 pounds. So I might have like lost 4 pounds. So I do remember that, but that's still ridiculously heavy. And I kind of like went into depression. I'm like, wow, like you have just been overweight for so many years. No matter what you do, you're not really able to consistently lose the weight. And I was vegetarian, vegan for like 11 years, and I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought, but I was really hurting myself. I just kept going in the cycle, but I couldn't get rid of the mindset of thinking, oh, this is the healthiest diet ever, this was going to keep me slim. But I actually gained a lot of weight on that diet. I mean, all of those fake meats are not good for you. All the Beyond Meat, the Impossible Burgers, none of that shit is good. They're all made in labs. Like if you're gonna eat a veggie burger and it's made from like beans and vegetables, that's one thing, and mushrooms, okay, but we don't know what they're putting in those Beyond Burgers and those Impossible Burgers or whatever the case may be. So, and I used to eat a lot of vegan junk food. All I was doing was really just replacing like the regular sad diet junk with vegan junk, just because I had a nice label and it said vegan, organic, whatever. It was the same shit. Like, okay, I wasn't eating Cheetos, but I was eating Rob's vegan Cheetos. And a lot of times it's the same amount of calories. The Chickies, all that, chips and pretzels, oh, they're kettle cooked, they're organic. So I was eating a lot of junk food. And forget when Burger King came out with the Impossible Whopper. Like that pretty much destroyed me and my son. We both gained a lot of weight. Now he's very slim and athletic. I think he's made a little previews, and you've seen him in I know I did a video when I made a style and he was in it. But yeah, so yeah, I would definitely not suggest a vegan diet unless you're gonna do like whole foods. Then yeah, but you're gonna have to eat a lot of protein, because that's one of the things on a vegan diet. You're not getting enough protein, even if you think you are. And a lot of the foods that do have a lot of protein, it's not enough, and the quality is not the same. So you could be eating like, oh, I'm eating a bunch of beans and this and that, tofu. It's still not the same quality. It still cannot hold a candle to eating like when you actually eat a steak or you eat a piece of chicken breast or fish or shrimp. It's just not the same. But anyway, long story short, so I went on a weight loss journey back in 2021 towards the end into 2022, and I did lose a lot of weight. I ended up losing about like 25 pounds. So I went from like 237 pounds to like 215 that same year, 2022. But of course, I was not consistent. It kept going up and down, up and down. And one of the bad habits I've done, which I've stopped doing, is anytime I lose a bunch of weight, I think I deserve a treat. Oh, well, I lost this weight, so I can go get some French fries. I can go eat a donut, whatever. And then the cycle just continues on. And that's one of the things I love about keto, because keto really does change your whole mindset. And it basically trains you to not crave all that bullshit ass food. It gets rid of the food noise, right? That's something new that people are talking about now. So now I really never thought I'd see the day where I was not snacking, when I was not having desires to just eat a lot of foods that I don't need, that aren't good for me. And my parents are Caribbean, so trust me, there are a lot of foods that I love that I wish I could have. I love roti, but guess what? That's a bunch of flour. I love pine tar. I love cheese straws. I do like rice and peas. I like plantain. I like fried dumplings with saltfish. I like all that stuff, but at the same time, I know that it's not going to get me to where I need to be. It's going to keep, and I'm more concerned with looking good, being slim, as opposed to, just stuffing myself with all that food. So, but anyway, long story short, so I started back eating meat back in November last year. Thanksgiving night was the first time I ever ate meat in 11 years. My mom had sent over some turkey for my son, because remember, she's thinking I'm a vegetarian, which I was. I was still eating fish, but I was basically eating mostly vegetarian diet. And around that time, I had been watching a lot of trainer videos on nutrition, a lot of personal trainer videos, a lot of dietitians that were really pushing high protein. Like I was watching Greg Duvet, is that how you say it? Duchette. I was watching a lot of Greg Duchette's videos, Dr. Mike, Amber Bates. She's a dietitian. I really like her videos. Amber Bates, Michelle Root Fitness. Those are like one of my favorites. And one of the things that they kept talking about was protein. And so, and like I said, I knew on a vegetarian diet I wasn't getting enough protein. Like, yeah, you might have some eggs and fish. Put protein powder in your smoothie, but you really shouldn't even have to use protein powder, to be honest with you. I get a lot of protein in a day. I can get anywhere between like 120 to 150 grams of protein a day, and I don't eat protein powder at all. And first of all, it's expensive, and I really don't need it. I get my protein from other places. But anyways, so just up to Thanksgiving, I was 224 pounds, right? And that's one of the things I love about MyFitnessPal. I can go back in my history because I'm always posting my weight, even though I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. But I would be honest with myself. I would, log in my weight, and I would log in what I was eating most times. Now I log in daily. That's really what keeps me going and keeps me where I need to be. I log in daily. But anyway, long story short, just up to past Thanksgiving, I was at 224 pounds. So remember I told you I was 215 back in 2022. So just continuing to fluctuate. And I was in the two teens. Like I met my boyfriend last August, and I was about like 217 when I met him. And I go 224 at Thanksgiving. So just to show you. And then we were eating out a lot. I think I was putting on some of that happy weight. But anyways, I was watching a lot of protein videos. I was trying to do a high protein diet as a pescatarian with like fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, and eating a lot of cottage cheese. Now that was working at first, and I was still eating like oatmeal and sweet potatoes. That was working at first, but I knew that I needed a little bit more. And then, I was like, you know what, nothing. They were all talking about the quality protein that you can get from meat. And so I was like, you know what? I don't have anybody to impress. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. A lot of people I used to be friends with that are vegan, I'm not even friends with anymore. And people that I did know in my real life who used to be vegan with me years ago, none of them are vegan anymore anyway. So, and I don't care about the vegan groups on Facebook anymore. I don't go into them. They're toxic as hell. And it really isn't healthy. You have a lot of vegans who are overweight, who are sick. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me just do what I want to do. I don't need to have a label. And I think that was nothing too. I think psychologically I wanted to hold on to the label because a lot of people feel like it shows that you're a disciplined person. Oh my God, you went so long without doing this. But it was still hurting me. So I ate turkey that night. And I felt fine. I didn't get sick or anything. I liked it. Well, I wasn't in love with it. It was cool, but I really don't think I'm a big fan of turkey meat like that. But it was, and maybe that's just because I hadn't had it in so long. Maybe this year Thanksgiving I might like it more. But it was pretty decent, and I was like, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try some other things. And so there's this girl named Tish Wonders on Thanksgiving. Tish Wonders on YouTube, who used to be a vegan. She stopped being vegan years ago. She stopped being vegan back in 2017, and I used to watch her. I think 2019. I can't remember, but about 5 or 6 years ago, she stopped being vegan, and she got a lot of backlash. And she does amazing recipes, and she eats a really healthy, balanced diet, lots of whole foods. And so I started watching her videos to get ideas, because now she's actually cooking meat. And so the first thing I decided to make on my own, the first meat dish I made in 11 years, was like a lemon garlic grilled chicken breast with like a Greek yogurt sauce. And that was it. That's what I ate it with. I ate it with Greek yogurt. I think I ate it with like a salad or something like that, like a Greek salad. And I really enjoyed it, and I just kept going from there. At first, I was like, okay, I'm just going to eat chicken and fish, because I still had to stay against red meat and pork. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just eat chicken and fish. I'll eat turkey bacon, turkey sausage or whatever, chicken sausage. And I did that for a few months, and it was cool. But earlier this year, that's when my keto journey began. Because even with all that, I started to lose weight, and I was feeling better. I started to lose weight with the high protein diet, eating chicken, eating fish, eating shrimp, eating a lot of Greek yogurt and cottage cheese and eggs. So I was seeing really good results, because I wasn't snacking, because it was such a high protein diet. So I was feeling more satiated, but I was still eating oatmeal for breakfast. I was still eating, like, I would eat a baked sweet potato with my chicken. I would still eat brown rice. So I wasn't really worried about cutting carbs. But then I discovered Dr. Canberry early this year, and thank God I did. When I discovered him and I started watching his keto videos and his carnivore videos, and him talking about how dangerous basically carbohydrates were, too much carbohydrates. And you have some people like, to cut the carbs, but like I said before, I was eating brown rice, sweet potatoes, sourdough bread. I wasn't eating pasta, but because I'm not really a pasta person. But I had not excluded those things, so I still thought those things were healthy. I was still eating quinoa or whatever. But and I was losing weight, but and I wasn't snacking as much. Barely, I was like snacking on fruit and stuff like that, so that was good. I was still making gluten-free banana muffins, so I cleaned up stuff. But when I discovered Dr. Canberry, that's when things really started changing. That's when I really started to lose more weight. Don't get me wrong, I did have my moments, but I've become very dedicated. But when he was talking about keto and carnivore and what carbs, how carbs do keep the weight on, do keep your blood pressure up, do keep your blood sugars elevated, because I'm pre-diabetic. So that was really what spoke to me when he talked about how it keep your blood sugar levels elevated. And talking about how the sugar industry basically got Harvard scientists to lie, to say that it's really cholesterol that is linked to heart disease and all of that stuff. And I know that the country we live in is built on lies. They tell us a lot of bullshit, because everything's about money. They want us to feed into the system. So I knew that none of that surprised me. But once I really got into Dr. Canberry, I started binge watching his videos, and I'm like, you know what? He is right. So I slowly but surely started cutting out a lot of all those extra carbs. I stopped eating rice. I stopped eating potatoes, oatmeal, all of that. And I started to see major difference. That's when the weight really started to drop off. And I started to, at first it was kind of strange, because I was so used to eating eggs with sausage and a slice of sourdough bread. So to like not have no bread, and I love avocado toast. So that was all like a little different for me. And I was like, wow, I'm going to eat meat and vegetables, no rice, no brown rice, at least not a baked sweet potato. And as time went on, I started to realize you really don't need it. And I realized it really wasn't as great as I thought it was. So my body has really gotten used to just eating meat and veggies and eggs and dairy and fruit. I do love fruit. I do try to stick with berries, but I'm not going to lie to you and say that I don't eat watermelon. Sometimes, like I bought a watermelon yesterday, and that's really great for your digestive health. I do like grapes. I love grapes. To me, that's like candy to me. So, but yeah, I've been seeing results. So now for the past... I did tell y'all how I did have an episode over the summer with cheating with Chick-fil-A, Buc-ee's. So there were some cheating episodes earlier on in the summer, but I was able to recover from that. So anyway, long story short, I am now officially 206 pounds. That is an update I wanted to share with y'all. Every week, I'm losing a pound every single week. And honestly, I'd rather do that. Slow and steady wins the race. But now let me just say this. I had gotten down to 208 back in May. But I had gotten back up to 214 over the summer from cheating and not doing without, I was walking every day. I was doing the right thing, but I did have some moments where I ate stuff I wasn't supposed to eat, and I did pay for that. You would be surprised how one weekend, 2 days of bullshit could just make the scale go back up. So I did go back up to 214 back in June, and it's taken me time to get that off consistently. I was kind of teeter-tottering between 211 and 212 and 210, and it just but in July it just started to keep going down. So yes, so now I am 206. Last week I was 207. The week before I was 208. So it looks like every single week is going down a little bit. So when I woke up yesterday morning and I saw 206 pounds, it was 206.0. I was so excited. I looked at my FitnessPal and my history. The last time I was 206 was back in 2015, like 10 years ago. That is crazy. So yes, is it still overweight? Absolutely. But that is a big deal for me, especially somebody coming from being 241 pounds and who has struggled with snacking and overeating. Like even my ex used to say, yeah, you do eat healthy, but you eat too much, you overeat. And that is true. You get what I'm saying? So, and then having a major sweet tooth, not being able to resist temptation, like at your job when people, oh, it's somebody's birthday, let's have a piece of cake or a cupcake. And, so like, that's why I love keto so much, because it has turned all that off. I have no desire to snack at all. Like I said, like it is now, I think it's like 10 o'clock, I think. Is it? Yeah, I think it's about 10 in the morning, I believe. And I have not had anything to eat yet. Nothing. No water, no drink, no coffee, nothing. I am going to eat, but I intermittent fast, and it's just natural for me. The first thing I think about in the morning is not what am I going to eat. Like the only thing I like to have in the morning, I want to have my lemon water, and I do like to drink my coffee first thing. The only reason I didn't drink coffee yet is because I didn't wash the dishes yet. So, which I'm about to go downstairs and do. But even when I go to work, I intermittent fast at work. Okay, I do not eat until 12 o'clock. That's when I take lunch. Now, sometimes I'll boil some eggs and turkey bacon in the morning, but I look at that as a snack. I don't even eat it for breakfast. A lot of times I might not eat that until maybe 3 o'clock, like as a snack. You get what I'm saying? So I have been doing really, really good. I never thought I'd see a day when I would be able to really stick with this. The other day, somebody brought cheesecake from Sam's Club, and they were offering, hey, I put some cheesecake in the lounge, in the fridge, and guess what? Nothing. It wasn't, and I like cheesecake, but I did not take it. Everybody was running in at lunch when they was getting their lunch and put in the microwave. Everybody was getting cheesecake, and I just moved on. And that's the reason why I love keto baking, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I got a sweet tooth, but I can satisfy my sweet tooth with baking my own stuff. Like today, I'm gonna make a lemon coconut keto cupcake. I might, what was it? A lemon keto muffin, a lemon coconut keto muffin I'm gonna make. And I love keto baking. I use almond flour, coconut flour, allulose, coconut oil. I love keto baking, and I've learned to make it where it's not too high in calories, and that is my sweet treat for the day, and I'm good. I like keto ice cream, but I really haven't been eating keto ice cream lately because I find that not every sugar alternative agrees with me. The only sugar alternative that I've had that I really like that doesn't bother my stomach is allulose, which I love. Allulose is really good, and stevia, but I like allulose way better than stevia. But a lot of the erythritol doesn't agree with me, and unfortunately a lot of those keto ice creams do have erythritol in it, so I really just avoid it. But I do have a brand new ice cream maker that I haven't used yet, so I am thinking about learning to use that. But yeah, y'all, so what did that be? I am like 35 pounds down from my highest weight, and yes, I lost 8 pounds from the summer from when I gained that weight, with the just eating all the unhealthy shit about back in July. That weight has come back off. But yeah, and I really, like I said, I want to just stay on track, because yeah, in my mind, I'm a little annoyed that way. You were just 208 in May, then you gained weight over the summer. Now you had to look how much time it took you all these weeks to get that back off. But you know what? I was kind of beating myself up for that, but I'm like, you know what? It was a learning lesson. You get what I'm saying? So, and what have I been doing? Like I said, I am very active. Now, because I'm back at work, I'm not able to walk every day like I want to. So I really just walk, do my 5 mile walks on the weekend. But during the week, when I wake up early in the morning and go to before work, I do Taebo. So I've been doing Taebo consistently, which I absolutely love. Now, what I want to do is, I really don't want to go to the park and do 5 mile walk late at night. I can, because the gates don't close till 12, but that might not be the safest thing to do. So what I really want to start doing, and I'm going to see if I could dedicate myself to it this week, is walking at night in my neighborhood. Okay, so that would be a little bit safer than going back to that park where you're pretty much alone by yourself. So, but yeah, so I've been doing that. Like I said, I do Taebo in the morning. During the week, on the weekends, I walk. I do my 5 mile walk. I have gotten back on strength training. I was doing strength training for months and kind of fell off the wagon. So I started back strength training recently. So I do that. And what do I eat during the day? Breakfast is normally boiled eggs and turkey bacon with maybe half of an avocado. But a lot of times breakfast has really been nothing. Breakfast is really just coffee for me lately. Like the past 2 weeks, I've just been having coffee for breakfast. And maybe I might have with a keto muffin, if that. But most times it's just coffee. I'll eat eggs and turkey bacon midday, like as a snack. Lunch is normally like a salad, like maybe a Cobb salad with like eggs and cheese and bacon and chicken and tomatoes, a salad dressing of my choice, or it could be like just baked chicken with vegetables. I've been doing that a lot lately. Just baked chicken with vegetables, and I use sugar-free barbecue sauce. Sometimes I haven't had a steak in a while. I make ribs sometimes. Last weekend I made a picnic pork roast. But I've been eating chicken a lot lately. So yeah, a lot of times I do baked chicken with vegetables, some type of salad. I do eat keto pizza sometimes for dinner. My keto pizza is only like 276 calories for a little personal keto pizza. And all it is a keto-friendly tortilla. Carb balance is what I like to use. Or, La Banderita's carb counter, either one, whichever one I get my hands on. And I just put some pizza sauce on there. I like the Kroger brand of the organic pasta pizza sauce, so I'll use that. I'll put a little bit of the pizza cheese from Kroger, some turkey pepperoni. The reason I like turkey pepperoni because it's way lower in calories than regular pepperoni, so that's really what my reasoning is with that. And I just put in the oven for about like 7 or 8 minutes. It's only 276 calories for the whole thing. I eat that. I do love wings. I eat a lot of wings, so yeah, I love wings. And I eat, like I say, that's basically what my day looks like. And of course, I like to eat fruit. I like to eat strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. And sometimes I'll have a little bit of melon. I'll have a handful of grapes sometimes. I don't have any processed food at home. And like I said, and yes, I do drink coffee faithfully. I drink coffee every single morning with sugar-free creamer. My preference is Starbucks sugar-free creamer, but if I can't get that on sale, then I will get Coffee Mate sugar-free creamer, or the International Delight sugar-free. But I really do like the Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate does have some good flavors. And that is about it. And I do keto baking every single week, and that's it. But I don't have any processed foods in my house, like majorly processed foods, like what I used to eat, like granola bars. I don't buy chips. I don't buy pretzels. I stopped eating hummus. Hummus is good for you, and it is a good source of protein, but I just don't eat it anymore because my favorite thing to eat with it is pretzels, Snack Factory pretzels. I'm not eating that anymore. So, but I don't know. I might start back eating hummus maybe with carrot sticks. I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, I mostly just snack on low sugar fruits. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Once I reach my weight loss goal, I am gonna be reintroducing any fruit I want back into my diet, because I have no desire for rice, potatoes, pasta, bread, and grain. So that's over with. That will not be coming back into my diet. But I would like to have more variety of fruits. I do want to eat mangoes. I want to eat pineapples. So once I and really, here's the thing, y'all. It's still calories in, calories out at the end of the day. Even if you're not doing keto 100% or you're doing low carb, it really doesn't matter. It's still calories in, calories out. And I find it's much more easier to control the calories that you're putting in when you are doing low carb, because you're eating so much fat and protein that you are so satiated, you're not going to have that desire to eat. You're not going to be thinking about food. Like, it really does turn off the food noise. It really does. Like, you're not worried about food. But yes, I'm very happy and excited to be at 206 pounds, because I have not seen that number in 10 years. Okay. And yes, I am still overweight. But my first realistic goal was to get out the 200s, and I'm getting very close to that. So we are now about to begin September. So my goal for myself is by the time October 1st hits, that I am out of the 200s, right? That is my goal for myself, to be out of the 200s by the end of the month. And I'm going to continue to do whatever I need to do to get there. And then when I get under the 200s, my next goal will be to get down to 190 and then 180. I think when I get down to 180, I'll be cool. But even at 190, I'll be good, because I haven't been at 190s, I mean, in a long time, you know, probably since probably like 17 years or whatever. So, but yeah, so guys, so that is it. Yeah, so I'm gonna just show you now. There's no before. I mean, I might insert some pictures, but I mean, if you guys have looked at my old videos, I'm pretty sure you can see a difference. But I'm telling y'all right now, there was a time when all this was just hanging out. I could not have even worn anything like this. Like this whole area was just hanging out. Like my stomach was so big. Okay, so like this for me, like I really like the way I look. Okay, so yeah. So I don't care what anybody says. I am happy with the way I'm looking right now. And yes, I'm just gonna keep going. Yes, I'm still overweight, but like I said, I have made a lot of progress to come from being like 241 pounds to having a huge ass stomach, like, and my butt was way bigger than this, bigger thighs. It is a process, and I am 5'8", just for reference. So but yeah, all right guys, so that is it. That's all I wanted to tell y'all. I'm gonna try to continue doing weight loss update videos. This kind of gave you more of a background, my story, but next time I will be making the video shorter, because if you're watching this, you know exactly what I've been through. And so next time I'm just gonna focus on the update. So I'm gonna do another video this weekend coming up. Hopefully we'll see a lower number. My goal is for next Saturday, because I like weighing myself on Saturdays. I think that's a perfect day for me. So my goal is next Saturday morning to see 205. All right, so guys, keep y'all fingers crossed. I'm gonna keep eating the way I'm eating, but I do need to be more active. I'm not gonna lie, this week I didn't really work out too much because I was so busy. This was an extremely busy week for me. So I did some Tybo like earlier in the week, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I really didn't do too many workouts this past week. But I do walk a lot. Like my job, you get a lot of steps in at my job, but I really prefer to do more intentional walks. But yeah, this week I definitely will be back on board, waking up early in the morning, getting back to my Tybo workouts. I do want to get back on my bike, you know, and that is it, you guys. All right, so anyway, thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.